I didn't do a review last week for Twin Peaks. I watched episode 5 and I spent a lot of it going, okay, what did I just watch? There were moments I liked and there were moments that I just got confused. And then this week, episode 6, it straight out offended me. And now I can honestly say that for certain people, this is not a show that I would recommend. And I don't know if I'll watch any more of it with my fiance, and it makes me wonder how much more of it I'll watch. And I never thought I'd see the day that I said, I don't know if I'm going to watch the rest of this Twin Peaks. The original Twin Peaks series was great. Then you have the movie Fire Walk with Me, which I wasn't a big fan of. It showed me that David Lynch, when he doesn't have to worry about censoring anything, allows the sex and violence to go way over the top. The swearing goes over the top. And Twin Peaks' charm and what won people over was the small town feeling, the cute little in-jokes, the damn fine coffee, the cherry pie, and there was the seedy stuff that went on, and there was the soap opera nature of it. But what really grounded the show was it felt very small town and very welcoming. This series, it started out as weird. You watch things go on and you're like, I don't know what's happening. Now we've gone to straight out disturbing. And I don't know how much further I can go. I'm not giving away spoilers here because I'm not saying names. Which is fine because I don't think we ever heard that character's name. But a kid gets hit by a truck. And they shoot it in a way that is very realistic. And then they do a prolonged shot of the mother holding her dead kid in her arms. And that is every parent's worst fear. As a man who's raised 2 kids, and now, you know, I've married into a situation where I have 3 kids again, that's your worst fear. Anytime you're out in public, you're walking along the road, your worst fear is that a kid's going to fall off the curb and get hit. Or they're not going to wait at the light, or they're going to go when the light says to go, and a car's not going to stop. Those situations are terrifying. I know that fear. I know that feeling. So when you see a situation where a kid's out and is crossing the street legally, there's no jaywalking going on, and then just gets smoked by a truck, it's jarring. And worse than that, it's unnecessary. And this is part of where David Lynch loses me in some of his movies. That something will happen and you go, okay, I understand why I had that. It's not necessary to do it that over the top. And for me, they then followed that up within a couple of scenes with a pretty brutal homicide. And then, you know, in between, I think it was in between that, they have some little scene where there's some giggling waitress and a customer talking about how great the pie and coffee are in Twin Peaks. And it's like, this change of tone is too jarring for me. I can't fully enjoy what I'm watching because I'm still horrified at what we just saw. And it makes me wonder if this was on network TV and David Lynch had to tone that down, if we'd have a better show. And it's a debate I've had ever since I watched Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, where I said David Lynch is better off where he doesn't have free reign. Because I know it's his creation, I know he has the right to do whatever he wants with it. It's the same as George Lucas. But when you have people, and I don't mean to make that statement while I'm wearing Star Wars, it's just something that happened. Sometimes leaving something to the imagination of the viewer is best. And if you'd seen the mother horrified and you knew what had happened but you didn't see it, it still packs an emotional punch. But just the way they showed this kid getting hit. And I'm not talking about this in a review to be a spoiler. I'm doing this because if somebody's watching these videos and going, he talks about Twin Peaks, maybe I should watch it. There are parents who will not be able to watch that scene. There are grandparents. And there are other people who will not be able to watch that. And for a show that has, in Canada, a 14A rating, pretty graphic. And the murder that takes place shortly after that is really over the top. Like Friday the 13th level, but worse. Because usually with a Friday the 13th, Jason, one hack, they're dead. That's part of the reason why when I watch a horror movie, I enjoy Friday the 13th, I enjoy Elm Street, because there's no torture, it's just, they're done. Next scene. And there's gore, but it's still relatively clean. And in this case, this was borderlining on torture. And I really, really don't enjoy that in a movie. Much less in a TV show. That what won me over to Twin Peaks was the owls are not what they seem, the Black Lodge, Deputy Hawk, the fact that nobody greeted each other when they walked into a room. The scene would just start with mid-sentence, mid-character, mid-conversation. Moments in this episode I liked were Deputy Hawk figuring out what was missing. He gets pages, we don't know what they're of yet. And just the way Deputy Hawk interacts with other cops, and just the fact that when I'm going to go talk to the sheriff. Yep, whatever, do it. I don't care. There's other characters in here, and we've seen, like we saw a screenshot of Nadine with her eye patch, and we've seen Dr. Jacoby being crazy in episode 5 and then nothing. And there's underlying currents that I can't help but wonder if David Lynch was told, and I hate to use network executive as an example because they're generally people who don't understand what the public wants, but if there was a limit on the number of characters that Lynch could use, would we have a better show? Because I'm 6 episodes in, and they'll show a scene, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that guy. He was in the Bang Bang Club 3 episodes ago, wasn't he? I don't know who he is. Oh, okay, there's a coin, and okay, so dark magic now? There's magic? Sure there's magic. Of course there's magic. Are we going to go back to New York and find out what happened with that couple? What it was? The kid? No? All right. Okay. It's only been 6 episodes. I can't expect you... I understand Lynch is considered a genius. And I understand that he'll have a lot of defenders. And I understand that I'll be accused of not getting it. The funny thing is, I watched every episode of Twin Peaks in the 90s, well, late 80s, early 90s, religiously. I would tape them. I'd watch them 3 times over. And it's not because I didn't understand what had happened. It's just because they had 40 main characters, so I would try to make sure I knew what was going on with each character's life. But now it's just so many people. So many things. There's too many things going on. I can't keep track of any of it. And I don't even know what the point was of having Ben Horne in the first episode. He hasn't been in it since. Great Northern Hotel hasn't been shown. Nothing. What happened to Pete? What happened to the Packers? Nothing. We have no idea. Did Josie really turn into a doorknob? Guess so. I mean, people who've watched the original series don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I got the weird stuff in the original series, that even if I didn't understand it, it's okay that I didn't understand it because I wasn't supposed to. This one, it's just, there's so much brutality. There's so much brutality. And it just, I understood at the beginning, I was like, well, Bob Cooper's been running around the earth for 25 years. There's going to be stuff going on because evil's been allowed to run around unchecked for 25 years. But this is just gratuitous. And it's heaped on top of other stuff. And it's not, the worst part for me is it's not entertaining. The original Twin Peaks, I would watch any given episode, and I was fascinated by every single character, every single interaction, except Blackie. I didn't care about the madam that ran the brothel, but she was expendable anyways. Whether it was Jacques Renault or Jean Renault, I was interested in what was going on. Windom Earle, I loved Windom Earle. I stuck with the series after they revealed Leland, After Leland was out of the show and everybody went, well, we're out of here, and the ratings got even worse, I stuck around. I watched all the Windom Earle episodes. I enjoyed them. I got it. And right now, I just don't. I just don't. So let me know in the comments section below what you think. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way around the internet and you happen to stumble upon this channel. And yeah, I don't mind a debate on this. If somebody wants to point out to me what... And I know there's a lot of theories about the overarching storyline and what could be happening, and I think that's all fine and good, but I think all the theories are wrong. And I think when Lynch reveals at the end, I hope I still have the energy to be watching. I just don't know. Am I the only one? Am I the only one that's looking at this and going, I can't do this anymore? I'm getting close. I already know that because of some of the violence and over-the-top the way this is being written, I don't know that I can watch it with anybody in this house. And that's too bad, because I could sit and watch the original series of Twin Peaks and with the kids running around, and I really don't think I'd have to explain anything. It's just weird. And this is disturbing. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks for watching.